Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to be reviewing the new L'Oreal Infallible Glow Lock Illuminating Face Primer. If you guys want to hear what I think about this primer, then just go ahead and keep on watching. Okay guys, so let's get into it. This is what the primer looks like. When I saw the display at Walmart, which is where I picked this one up, I knew I had to get it. They also have a mattifying one, and I obviously picked up the illuminating one because I have dry skin. I love testing out new primers. If you guys have been following my channel for any length of time, I used to review so many different primers. At the beginning of this year, I think I did so many different primer reviews, but I haven't tested out a primer in a really long time. When I do a review on a primer or just a product in general, I normally test it out for a week. I don't just give you my first impression, just because if I'm going to review a product, I want to make sure I have a really good feel for it. So this is not a first impressions, this is an actual review. I did test this out with about 5 different foundations, and with each foundation, I already knew how it worked on my skin, because I've been using them for such a long time. So I didn't use a new foundation or anything like that. This is what the bottle looks like. It's just a squeezy tube, and I actually really like these types of primers because they're so easy to work with. You can just squeeze it out, and it did come sealed, which I really love. Mine was, I think, $10.99 at Walmart, but I have seen them for $12.99. L'Oreal tends to be a little bit more on the pricey side at the drugstore. It just kind of depends where you find it. Ulta might have it. I will link a couple places down below for you guys other than just Walmart, depending on where I can find it online for you, so you guys can kind of see the prices and stuff like that. But remember, L'Oreal is drugstore, so you can always use coupons, and depending on which store you purchase it at, you might be able to do like a double coupon type of thing. This is the Infallible Glow Lock Illuminating Primer. I'm going to show you guys what it actually looks like. I'm going to just put it on my hand. Let me roll my sleeve a little bit. It's this really beautiful peachy color. I really hope that the camera will pick it up. So it's just right here. I'm just going to blend it out for you guys, and hopefully you'll be able to see how illuminating it is. This instantly reminded me of the Becca Backlight Priming Filter, I believe is what it's called. I actually have it right here. Let me grab it, just to double check. Backlight Priming Filter. So it kind of reminded me of that one. I'm going to read what it says on the back for you guys. Smooths and refines canvas. Glowing primer illuminates and hydrates skin for a glow finish. Honestly, I totally agree with that. Then it says finish, glow, action, preps, benefit, smoothing, hydrating, blurs. It has all the little pros back here basically and what it's supposed to do. That is one thing I do really love about L'Oreal. A lot of their products tend to show you what it's supposed to do. It gives you the pros, and I really like that, because a lot of times companies will just put something in the front and it'll say like illuminating or hydrating, and then that's it. It doesn't really give you any type of claims, any type of, you know, what the finish is supposed to be like and stuff like that. So I really like that, and a lot of their products tend to have that. I actually have their foundation in front of me, and this one has it as well back here. So it's really cool. Now, towards the bottom it says, pro tip, dot onto face and blend in an outward motion for an even all over glow. For targeted glow, tap extra product onto high points. And then it actually has a little picture. I highly doubt my camera is really going to pick it up, but there's a picture of a girl like right here. So that's really cool. But honestly, I 100% agree with all the claims that it's saying. It is glowy. It definitely preps my face. Obviously, it's a face primer. I find it very smooth and soft. So smoothing, hydrating, and blurs. It doesn't 100% blur all of my pores, but it does fill them in just a little bit. Just enough. I am wearing it today so that I can tell it filled in my pores, if that makes sense. I am wearing the Infallible Pro Glow Foundation from L'Oreal today, in combination with this primer, and I've worn this foundation many times But I am wearing this obviously with that foundation. I just wanted to quickly mention that. I did put powder on my face today and my face doesn't feel cakey. It doesn't feel heavy. This primer is not a heavy primer. It's really, really nice. It's very lightweight. It doesn't have any funny smell. I haven't noticed the smell. I do always like to smell products, but this one doesn't have a funny smell. I tested this out with my CoverGirl Healthy Elixir foundation and it worked so good. Also with the Revlon, I think it's called the Revlon Color Stay foundation, and those two are super full coverage and they tend to get cakey on me. And honestly, with this primer, you guys, I ended up falling back in love with those two foundations, especially the Revlon one, because I was not loving it. I used it a few times. It was just way too cakey on me, and this primer helped me kind of like fall in love with it, which made me realize how good this primer was. I also tested it with the Maybelline Fit Me Dewy and Smooth, obviously with the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow. There was another one. I think I tested the LA Girl HD High Definition Illuminating Longwear Foundation. That one has a really long name. But I did test it out with quite a few foundations, you guys, and I really, really loved the way my skin looked and felt. I honestly think this was basically the only primer I used the entire month of December. I just could not put it down. If you've ever tried this Becca one, then you're gonna kind of understand how this one is, because I feel like they're almost dupes. I might do a video later on in the month testing them out, but it's really smooth. Like my hand right here where I blended it out, it just feels so hydrated and really smooth and soft. I love the peachy color because I feel like it brightens up my face. I can put this on and I don't have to put any foundation on if I just want to kind of hydrate my face a little bit, throw something on and go. Even though that's not what this says it's for, but because I have dry skin, sometimes I just like something super hydrating on my skin. This isn't overly dewy. Like if you look at my face, this right here is just my highlight, but if you look at my face, hopefully you can see it on camera, like I just have kind of like a glow from within, if that makes sense. I don't have highlighter in the middle of my forehead and I don't have highlighter on my chin today, but there's like just a little bit of something going on, and it's this. I really, really fell in love with it, you guys. And you guys know, I mean, I have no reason to lie to you guys. This is obviously not a sponsored video. L'Oreal doesn't know who the hell I am, but I really, really love this. For the price, you do get 1 fluid ounce, which is freaking awesome. That's pretty standard. The price doesn't bother me because I feel like this is actually really, really good. My makeup goes on really smoothly. It doesn't matter if I use a sponge or if I use a brush. I feel like the primer doesn't do anything, like it doesn't mess with the primer or my foundation. This is a primer that I can definitely see myself repurchasing and just using over and over again. I just love the fact that it gives such a nice glow to the skin. Like it just looks super healthy and it's not overly dewy. Sometimes primers that are targeted for people with dry skin are like retardedly dewy, and then they don't really sink into the skin. It's just like kind of like a slippery mess and your foundation's moving around. It's just a hot mess. Also, I tend to get really hot and sweaty. If you guys watched some of my Vlogmas vlogs, I was getting hot flashes and I was sweating a lot, and like a lot of times my foundation and my makeup was just like a hot mess. When I did have kind of those hot flashes, this wasn't like making my makeup rub off or anything like that. It's funny because I would use a different primer and I can instantly feel like I needed to go and get this one, because like I instantly could notice how good this one was when I used a different primer, if that makes any sense. Because I did force myself to not use this one a couple times throughout the month when I was testing it, and it wasn't the same. My foundation wasn't going on the same. I know this video is probably all over the place. I haven't done a review video in such a long time that like normally I would go like point by point, but hopefully you guys kind of get the gist. Like I'm super obsessed and totally loving this primer. Infallible Glow Lock is real good, you guys. It's really, really good. And there's a little blue label down here. It does say long wear. I haven't worn my foundation for like hours and hours. I think the most I've worn it is like maybe 8 or 9 hours, which is kind of an average amount of time. I think most people, that's about the average time that they normally wear foundations. It does a pretty good job at helping my foundation stay on. When I read long wear, I just think of like foundation staying on for like 12 to 15 hours, but I didn't test it out. I did not test out my foundations with this primer that long, but I didn't see my makeup like rubbing off or fading like ugly or anything, or sooner than it normally would. I would have to say I kind of believe the long wear part, but I can't 100% go with it just because I didn't test it for more than like 8 or 9 hours. So, you know, take that as you will. This just also almost kind of feel like a really good moisturizer, just because, like I said, it's not like overly dewy. It's not like, this is not greasy whatsoever. There's no glitter in this. It's not a silicone primer. It's just really, really nice, you guys. So I really do hope that this review on the new L'Oreal primer was helpful for you guys. I hope that if you guys were thinking about getting it, that this video helps you. Remember, this is just me reviewing the product, giving you my thoughts, my opinions, and letting you know how it worked for me. I have dry sensitive skin. Everybody is different. Everybody has different skin types, different preferences on products. So if you do pick this up and it does not work for you, please do not be upset. Just kind of take my suggestion and remember that it's my opinion. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps out my channel. If you are not subscribed, please subscribe, hit the notification bell so that you can get notified every single time I upload. I try to upload a couple times a week. And that's it, you guys. So I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!